Dear Pastor Bob, I'm a 27-year-old transsexual woman, and almost every day I'm confronted with hateful, judgmental Christians. I'm going to read this letter and give you my comments next on Pastor Bob Daily. Well, this friend says, I'm a 27-year-old transsexual woman, and almost every day I'm confronted with hateful, judgmental Christians. They send me messages of hate, wishing me to die of AIDS, wishing they could stone me to death, or they could kill me because God said they should kill people like us. Why do Christians treat me this way? Why do they say you were born effeminate fag, reprobate mind, or wicked, confused, and trans freak? These things are so hurtful, and they give me the idea that God hates me and just wants to destroy me from the face of the earth. Sometimes it's so hard to continue believing in a God who is so hateful. I do tell them I'm loved, and yet they say the opposite. They say God hates me because I'm wicked and a transsexual. I've been watching your videos for some time, and I enjoy watching your videos. You speak with wisdom, a loving voice, and show a lot of love for people. I admire that about you. I was raised in a Christian home, but I've backslid. Sometimes I just want to have a relationship with God, but I'm always faced with so much hate from Christians. I just fear God won't listen or talk with me because Christians say he hates me. By the way, sorry for messaging so late. What do you suggest I do with such Christians? How can I restore my relationship with God? You know, I also read an article this morning that was about a little 4-year-old girl that the police went actually and took her from her home because she was being abused. And they asked her what her name was, and she said, idiot. And she was serious because that's what they called her, that she thought that was her name. Folks, I don't think we understand the damage that we do when we begin to label people according to our own biases and hate. Now, this isn't a lesson on whether transsexual is right or wrong. I'm not going to comment on any of that today. What I am going to comment is on what God asked us to do, and that is to love unconditionally, no matter what. You know, there's a transsexual person that eats with us every single Sunday. And when this person comes up to us, you know, the first thing is, you know, a big hug from me, and then a big hug from my mom. And I enjoy watching my mom interacting with kindness and grace. And, you know, this person gets beat up all the time, and yet I know that when they come to eat with us, they feel the love of Jesus. And lately, they've been talking more and more about the Lord and asking questions and all of that. And I wouldn't trade my opportunity to talk about Jesus and talk about spiritual things with this person for anything. Or this person that just wrote to me. You know, folks, there are people all around us who are different than we are. And we have this feeling somehow that we're righteous, that we're holy, and that we're somehow living such a godly life. And you and I know that's not true. If these people that we're hating wanted to come back at us with things that are wrong in our lives, you know they could, easily could. So what's the answer? Well, folks, it's what I've been talking about on this podcast for a very long time. Love, love, love. Love God, love your neighbor, love yourself. And, you know, that's the basic for everything. Jesus was asked what the greatest commandment was, and he said, well, you know, hate those people that just are different than you, or that the Bible says are not living a godly life. No, he doesn't. He says love, unconditionally love. I like that, because it also means there's hope for me. See, I'm one of those people that actually am not perfect. I'm one of those people that there are things in my life I wish I could change. I'm one of those people that if somebody wanted to point out all the flaws in my life, they'd have a long list. I know that. And I know that the same Jesus that saves me saves them. The same Jesus that said, it was while you were still a sinner, Pastor Bob, that I died for you, and continue to cover you with my blood. Continue to cover you with my grace. It's not because of anything you do, it's because of what I did, he says. For God so loved the world that he gave his only son. That's good news, isn't it? You know, and all he asks is that we accept him, that we invite him into our hearts, and he says he begins to change, begins to transform, begins to, well, all of a sudden we're perfect. Not even close. But he begins to give us the answers to life and begins the process of inner healing. I love that. So folks, the next time we're tempted to judge like this, let's take just a minute and realize that we're all in this together. All have sinned, all have fallen short of the glory of God, the Bible says. And that's where we're at. And the next time, well, that you're tempted to hate somebody because of their sin, because of their differences from you, whatever it is, because of your judgment, would you remember that we are really fortunate that God didn't do that with us? God bless you. Have a great day.